I better shut up.
Okay. Okay.
That's all good, Jim.
Okay, here's the October 12th meeting of the Parks Board. Let's call this meeting to order, and we'll have a little roll call.
Cordell Wistison.
You want to chime in? Yeah, go ahead, chime in, Rob.
Rob Hill here.
Not too close.
Jim Miller, and I believe Doug Irwin is on the way. Weather's got him a little bit, Irvine, so. Anyways, let's have a pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Do we get a approval of the September 14th minutes?
I move we approve.
Second.
Okay, so the minutes of September 14th, is there any discussion? Then they approve. Now we are ready to have the Parks report. Michael Brown, would you like to inform us on what's going on in the mountain?
Yeah, the Casper Mountain Trail Center project is been going on for several weeks now. Demolition of the trees and the foundation is nearly complete. There's one little patch of trees that still needs to be cut down. Temporary building has been moved and it was put on the public auction and sold for $46,100. The minimum bid on that was $35,000. And then they may still continue to do some work pending weather. However, the weather right now doesn't look very promising for any further work, depending on if the site dries out. Just so everybody knows, the parking lot will be available for the public use this winter. The trail orientation will be a little bit different, but you'll be able to get on the trail from the parking lot and connect to everything in the area. Bear trap shelters, status of that project is it's just still kind of pending, mostly on myself. I need to get in touch with the engineer and work on getting that advertised for bid so they could one could be constructed next year, possibly. So I need to discuss with them and determine when the best time to advertise for that, if that's now or wait a few months till we're closer to the construction season for that. The wayfinding signs, the vehicular signs, the status of those is, I got a review from legal. I need to talk with the consultant and, see about getting those bid out again. However, with construction of the road next year, we may postpone that even a little further out, instead of storing the signs. And I also need to work with Visit Casper, as I understand they may be doing some wayfinding sign work down here in town that we could coordinate and possibly package those together to get a better price. The trailhead kiosks, Legals reviewed that. We need to do an amendment to the consultant contract to finalize design. That's just another item on my list. As for what my staff is up to up there, camping reservations have closed. However, through the month of October, we were allowing some camping at Bear Trap and Deer Haven, with the understanding that you have to haul your own trash. Outhouses were not being serviced, and we were not charging a fee. However, when I drove through there yesterday, there were 0 campers, so there were no hunters in the area or anything of the sort. So the camping's closed. Struby Loop was closed. I know some folks were wondering why it was closed so early. That is in preparation for the ski season because we have to remove all the barriers from the connecting trails that come in there, and it takes time. So we closed that I think, early this week or late last week, so that we can prepare for that. So as again, winter trail maintenance is in progress. We're prepping, putting up markers, signs, removing barriers, getting ready for the ski season. And the last item on the mountain is trail passes. They will be required even though there's not a lodge. Passes are actually up for, you can purchase your trail pass now. However, you won't get the printed card until November. So basically, you can purchase them from retailers or the parks office, but they won't be put into the system right away as the system's not quite up and running yet. Any questions on the mountain?
What is the price of the ski passes, do you know?
We did not change the price, so I think an adult is $50 and a child is $25. I think is what they are now. And yeah, we decided not to change any prices this year.
The Nordic Ski Club went up there in the last 2 or 3 days, and what they did is weed whacked around Martin's hut. They also weed whacked around Jacobson's warming hut, and they cleaned out Martin's hut and Jacobson's hut with the moss and flies and whatnot, and washed up the windows and got ready for the winter.
All right, we'll move on to the Alcoa Pathfinder update. At Alcoa, the water for the boat club, trailer park, ski club, marina will be shut off next Tuesday, October 17th. And season for use of cabins and trailers and clubs ends October 15th. So the way the permits read, you can no longer stay overnight there. However, you can go do maintenance on your site and whatnot, and day use as access is available pending weather. And then the week of October 23rd, I will be out with the Bureau Rec doing compliance inspections on the docks at the cabin areas. There's 100 docks there, so probably take most of the week, as long as the access is good, pending weather again. So we'll be working on that through October. The request for proposal for water and sewer design for our water and sewer system at Alcova on Long Lake Shore Drive has been issued. Proposals are due October 23rd. I've had several firms interested, requesting a full RFP from our advertisement, and we will be doing a walkthrough next Tuesday for that. And so hopefully we can get a solid design for an updated water and sewer system there, as the system is 50 to 60 years old. And originally we were thinking about an assessment and design, but with it being that age, it really just needs to be replaced entirely. So at this point, it's getting an engineer under contract, getting a full set of construction drawings with an estimate, and then we will revisit when we may be able to actually do the construction. The other thing I'm preparing is another request for proposal for a environmental assessment, strategic planning. I'm not sure what we're going to call it, for all the wells and septic systems within the Alcova cabin area, the 100 cabins that we manage there. We need to get an understanding of what's out there, geology, and what can or cannot be added in the future. So we'll be working on that through the fall here. And then other than that, my staff is working on shutting the lakes down for the winter season. There's some docks that we pull. We just pulled the new Pathfinder dye-based dock, all 140 feet of it out of the water for the season. It's a floating dock, so we don't want it in the ice and whatnot. And then just basic preparation of shutdowns of the bathhouses, as I said, the water system and other things out there. And that's the entirety of my report. Are there any questions about the lakes?
I don't have any.
Rob, do you have any questions?
I do not.
I do have one other item that I did not get on the agenda because I just reviewed it this morning. Wyoming State Trails approached me at the Natrona County Outdoor Rec Collaborative meeting, and they have drafted a application for assistance for the county, and this is for Ponderosa Park. And as I just started looking through it, this is basically for them to do trail improvement work in Ponderosa Park, probably next summer. This would be maintenance of the roads, including erosion control, tread repair, hazard tree clearing, which a lot of that's been done, and brushing. I think the intent for a lot of this would be to improve the accessibility for the state groomer for snow machining, but it also would improve access for folks that have been down there. Even a side-by-side can be not the easiest to get through some of those corners and things. So
Was that talking about the canyon pitch pen as well?
yes, so this is Pitch Pen and TP Canyon, basically the canyon loop throughout.
Right.
And this is would mostly be funded by state trails. I'm not sure if the county even has an obligation into adding this, but we would be involved in supervising it and the construction as to what's done. But equipment, crew, all of that, and it looks like this is about $28,000. So I'm looking into this because this would be a great way to improve Ponderosa Park.
Well, I'm for that. That pitch pen is terrible. And there are a lot of trees down in there for not only snowmobile, but four-wheeling hazard, where they're so close to the road that if you're off, you will be impaled.
Right. Yeah, so I'm gonna pursue this this winter and try and get that set up for next summer to work on. So. And Jim, Doug says, please call me again, was dealing with snow emergency, so. I'm not sure if there's anything else to discuss or if I want to try and contact him or call.
I just sent Doug a text just that saying, ask him if he was coming or not coming, and I think he's might be having issues getting out of his driveway up in
Yeah.
the mountains. So I'll give him a call if it ends sooner than he can get here. Are they still cutting trees down at Ponderosa to be taken by anyone?
We didn't cut any trees this year. We did it the previous 2 seasons, so there's still a lot of down timber in there. I've had a few folks come in to collect firewood from there. I haven't been in there in about a month, so it didn't look like, it's hard to tell how much was taken or not taken. So there's still a lot of timber down, but it's hard to pull out of some of that thick, I call it a thicket, I guess, the new growth in there is 10, 12 feet high, and it's really tight and hard to get through, so.
Right. I think another reason that I've seen in the past, I think it's the same thinking on that, Michael, is that once they shut off Struby Loop, that prevents all the mud that the drivers great if they drive down there to the Lions Club and whatnot, or to the Lions
Braille Trail.
Braille Trail. And so I think it's probably a good time to shut that down so there's not more maintenance needs to be taking place.
Well, another thing is once we start to open those side trails that feed into Struby Loop, once those are open, if we keep Struby Loop open, we will have people driving up into those trails and causing, terrain damage that's difficult to groom on and whatnot. So, this minimizes the maintenance that we have to clean up.
Great. Can you give a little summary of what's happening to Hell's Half Acre?
So right now, Hell's Half Acre, we got a letter of support from the county commissioners, a letter of support from the city of Mills, a couple of letters of support from a couple of tourism groups that Visit Casper was in touch with and had taken out there. I've received a few calls about concerns about opening the bottom area to people due to some of the cultural items that are down in there and the delicate nature of some of the geologic features. There was a survey put out. I think it was advertised. Visit Casper helped put that out, and I have not seen the results of that. But at this point, we're Amanda at Visit Casper is pursuing grant applications and be submitting those soon to different possible grant funding opportunities to improve the site. I do have my own concerns about allowing the public down there, but I also have the thought that it's a public piece of property and we should probably try to do that. One of the comments from somebody who was opposed to allowing people down there was to have a guide, somebody that could take them down there and basically supervise. But if that property is within the county, we don't have the funding to provide somebody out there with a vehicle or a place to stay and have scheduled tours down in there. So this was kind of the best idea. And next time I meet with the committee that's kind of met on this, I will bring these concerns to them. Their phone calls were, they're very passionate about not allowing people down there. However, they want to be down there. But I told them to follow up with emails stating their concerns because that way I can share that information with everybody. Yes, Rob?
I just was going to add to that. I saw quite a bit of conversations on social media. From what I saw, there was a real support for it. There was one person that had some concerns, but everybody else seemed to be really supportive of it from what I saw. So just wanted to add that to the conversation.
Yeah, and I believe I'll see that from the survey. I have gotten support calls, but the opposition calls are always pretty loud, so I want to take them into account and consider their thoughts on it. But like any place, you have people that do right and you have people that do wrong. So hopefully we don't have people that do wrong and we have to close it down after allowing people down there.
So Visit Casper will be doing the grant writing, is that correct?
Yes, Amanda at Visit Casper's done most of the grant writing and preparation. I've provided her maps and cost estimates and information as to what we plan on doing there. But she's spearheaded this and taken it off my plate to actually try and find the funding for it.
And we're, the group of people who are involved in that, it's a ways down the road before it's going to open up. I know there's going to be a lot of meetings to be had to discuss on how and when it can be opened up or whatnot. So it's not going to open up
Tomorrow, no.
tomorrow or in the spring or possibly this summer. There's a lot of meetings to be taking place, from my understanding. So there's time to get some feedback and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah, and if the consensus is that we shouldn't have people down in the bottom, I still think we should move forward on improving the infrastructure that's on top, making it more accessible, making at least picnic tables available, and improving the fencing and the parking, and allowing at least the access to be better with better signage. And that's where the bulk of the money is. The funding has to go is up on top. The intent for allowing people to walk down into the bottom of Hell's Half Acre to take pictures and look around is just that. It's a pedestrian access area that I attribute to basically a mini wilderness area. There's no improved trails. There's no signs down there. It's, here's the limits of it. Here's our boundary. Go check it out. Take your pictures. Leave a footprint and enjoy. So.
Great. Is there any more information that you have on the mountain trail system that has been brought up time and time again on trails and whatnot?
So we've adopted a summer trail master plan, and CWTA is very excited about implementing a bunch of that. However, I haven't seen any proposals on exactly what they want to do. Just because we have a master plan, that's all it is a plan. So the Parks Department still needs to review what's actually going to be implemented of that plan and approve that before we have any volunteers or contractors or anybody do any work. We want to do this in an organized fashion, but we do want to do it, and there'll be some complications with all the other things that are going on right now up there. So, but I think we can still get some of that implemented. I don't know about this fall with the new snow, but we can definitely get the plan developed, get the proposals there, and get them approved. And I'd like to have those plans presented to the Parks Board and get the Parks Board input into, should we have this trail, even though it's in the master plan and it sounds like a good idea in the master plan, is it really the best idea for our small piece of the mountain? Congestion's a concern, overlap's a concern, multiple parallel trails is a concern to me. If you already have two trails and you put one in between the two of them, basically you're going to take out most of the timber. You're going to see everybody on all three trails, and I don't understand the point of that, to have a single track trail between maybe what's a double track trail and then what's a groomed ski trail. So those are discussions I'm open to. My opinion's only one. So.
Great. Any other comments? Cordell?
No, I don't have anything.
Rob, how about any more comments from you?
No, thank you.
And I don't have any other comments, and there's no public here for public comments. So at this time, we can adjourn.